The Great Awakening, becoming, belonging, and the return to true life introduction, the threshold of transformation. We stand at a remarkable crossroads in human history. Never before has the collective consciousness of humanity been so primed for transformation, so ripe with the potential for a fundamental shift in how we understand ourselves, our planet, and our place in the vast cosmos. The channels and messages pouring forth in this pivotal year of 2026 speak with one voice across diverse sources. The time of awakening is upon us, and the invitation to become who we truly are has never been more urgent or more accessible. 3 distinct transmissions, from Archangel Michael, from the Hostess of Light, and from the Telosians, converge to illuminate this moment from complementary angles. Each offers a unique lens through which to view the great metamorphosis now unfolding, yet together they weave a coherent tapestry of hope, challenge, and profound possibility. This is not merely a collection of spiritual platitudes or abstract metaphysical musings. It is a roadmap for the soul's journey through the tumultuous terrain of the present age, a guide to navigating the dissolution of old paradigms and the emergence of new ones. The messages are clear. We are being called to move beyond mere doing into authentic being, to remember our profound connection to the living earth that sustains us, and to prepare for revelations that will fundamentally reshape our understanding of life itself, not only on this planet but throughout the universe. This essay explores these intertwined themes, synthesizing the wisdom of these transmissions into a coherent vision of what it means to awaken, to become, and to embrace the true life that awaits us. The power of becoming. The illusion of busyness. In the first transmission, Archangel Michael speaks through Channel Victoria Cochrane with a message that cuts to the very heart of modern existential crisis. When you consider your existence on Earth at this present time, the Archangel asks, do you feel satisfied that you are living with meaning and intention? This question, simple yet devastating in its implications, exposes the foundational lie upon which so many contemporary lives are built. We live in an age obsessed with productivity, with the relentless accumulation of accomplishments, with the filling of every waking moment with activity. Doing a lot seems to be the way people measure success and achievement, Michael observes. The more days we fill, the better we feel, if not a little exhausted. But this equation, so deeply embedded in our cultural psyche, is profoundly flawed. Busyness is not a measure of worth, particularly when it serves no purpose and brings no pleasure. When one is simply staying busy to fill their days, existence remains empty. A hollow vessel rattling with the noise of activity that masks an inner silence of meaninglessness. This is the great deception of the third-dimensional reality, the belief that our value is determined by our output, that our worthiness is earned through ceaseless effort. We have become human doings rather than human beings, our identities fused with our roles, our sense of self dependent on external validation. The result is a population exhausted, anxious, and profoundly disconnected from the deeper currents of purpose that flow beneath the surface of daily life. Purpose beyond doing. Archangel Michael offers a radical redefinition of purpose. Purpose is not necessarily a job to be done or a goal to be reached, he explains. Rather, purpose is more akin to a destiny or dream to be fulfilled, one that brings benefit not only to the person, but to all who receive the energy created from any manifestation stemming from that dream. This reframing liberates us from the tyranny of external metrics and invites us into a more intimate relationship with our own souls. At the heart of this teaching is the recognition that a spiritual purpose always underlies the incarnation of a soul. We do not arrive on earth as blank slates, randomly assembled by chance. We come bearing intention, carrying seeds of destiny that await the right conditions to sprout. Whether this purpose will be realized in the current lifetime depends on the readiness of the soul and whether it has lost its way in the density of third-dimensional reality. This is a crucial point. The soul arranges to awaken to its purpose at a particular time in the lifetime. The timing is not arbitrary. There is a cosmic clock, a divine schedule that orchestrates the unfolding of our awakening. Yet free will remains paramount. The soul may choose not to answer the call, may decide to remain in the comfortable numbness of unconscious existence. In such cases, Michael warns, it is highly likely they will need to reincarnate again to complete the destiny. The purpose does not disappear. It waits, patient as stone, for the soul to be ready. For those who do embrace their awakening when arranged, the rewards are immeasurable. They are highly likely to go on to realizing gifts they never knew were possible, making a difference in their own lives and that of others. This is the alchemy of becoming, the transformation from potential to actuality, from seed to flower, from the dream of who we might be to the reality of who we are. The harmony of authentic being to fulfill a soul purpose for existing or being on earth goes far beyond any act of doing or busyness. Michael continues. Here we encounter the core paradox of spiritual growth. The path to meaningful action leads through the terrain of non-doing. In the harmony that being purposeful with intention brings, without the need to be endlessly busy, being your authentic self will become much easier for you, even in the face of the judgment of others. Authenticity, in this view, is not a personality trait or a lifestyle choice. It is the natural expression of a soul that has remembered its purpose and aligned itself with its deepest truth. The journey toward this authenticity requires shedding the layers of conditioning, expectation, and fear that have accumulated over a lifetime. It demands courage to stand apart from the crowd, to trust an inner guidance that may contradict external norms, to embrace a path that others cannot see or understand. But the reward is nothing less than the peace that passes understanding. Feeling fulfilled, at peace with yourself, and happy within will lead you to become who you truly are, Michael declares. And that is the greatest purpose of all. This is the power of becoming, the realization that we are not static beings but dynamic processes, not finished products but works in progress, not prisoners of our past but architects of our future. The soul's journey is one of continuous unfolding, an eternal becoming that culminates not in a final destination, but in the infinite expansion of consciousness itself. The voice of the earth, the planet, is living being, if Archangel Michael's message speaks to the individual soul's journey. The transmission from Gillian Macbeth Lowthan, channeled as thoughts from your hostess of light for August 2026, expands the scope to encompass the collective relationship between humanity and the living earth. Here we encounter the planet not as a passive backdrop to human activity, but as a sentient being with her own voice, her own pain, her own longing. The Earth's soul is a complex harmony of ancient patience and urgent warning. The message begins. If she were to speak to us today, she might say, "I am not a background, I am the leading role." This is a stunning reversal of perspective. We have treated the earth as a stage upon which the human drama unfolds, a resource to be exploited, a warehouse to be filled. But she is not a passive setting. She is the protagonist of a story far larger than any single species. The earth remembers. I have breathed through the lungs of every creature that has ever lived. I remember the silence before the first cell and the roar of the first oceans. This memory is not merely metaphorical. The planet carries the imprint of all that has lived and died upon her surface, the cumulative wisdom of billions of years of evolution. She is the great repository of life's experimentation, the archive of creation's unfolding. And she speaks. I am tired, but I am not fragile, she declares. I have survived fire, ice, and collisions with stars and other worlds. My rhythm is slow, measured in the shifting of tectonic plates and the deepening of canyons, while yours is but a flicker in time. This is a crucial corrective to both the arrogance of those who believe they can destroy the planet and the anxiety of those who believe the planet needs saving. The Earth will endure. She has endured far worse than anything humanity has inflicted. But that does not mean she is indifferent to what we do. The loneliness of the Earth, perhaps the most poignant element of this transmission, is the Earth's confession of loneliness. I do not need you to save me. I will endure long after your cities are dust and ivy, she says. But I am lonely for your kinship. This loneliness stems from a profound rupture in relationship. We are the first of my children to look up at the stars and name them, yet we have forgotten the soul of the soil beneath our toes. We have become estranged from the very source of our being. We treat the Earth's veins like plumbing and her skin like a warehouse. We extract, consume, and discard without consciousness of the living system we are violating. We have objectified the planet, reduced her to a collection of resources, and in doing so have severed the umbilical cord that connects us to our own souls. Listen to my soul, the Earth pleads. I am speaking in the receding glaciers, the deepening silence and emptiness of the forests. Look for me in the rising heat of the seas. The environmental crises we face are not merely ecological problems to be solved through technology and policy. They are communications from a living being, desperate to be heard, longing to be recognized. The melting ice, the burning forests, the dying oceans, these are the Earth's language, her way of saying, I am here, I am alive, I am suffering, and you are part of me. The deep ecology of the soul, I am not asking for your pity. The Earth insists, I am asking for your presence. This distinction is essential. Pity is a form of distance, a looking down upon from a position of superiority. Presence is a form of intimacy, a entering into relationship, a recognition of shared being. The Earth does not want our guilt or our charity. She wants our consciousness, our awareness, our return to the truth of our interconnection. Stop trying to conquer me and remember that you are me, one breath, one drop of water, one beating heart. This is the deepest teaching of the Earth's voice, the recognition of unity. We are not separate from the planet. We are the planet's awareness of itself. Every atom in your body was once part of a star, then a mountain, then a plant. Then you, our physical substance, is borrowed from the cosmos, temporarily assembled into the form we call ourselves, destined to return to the elements from which it came. In this sense, the transmission suggests your soul or consciousness is just the Earth finally developing eyes to look at herself. This is a profound reframing of spirituality. The soul is not a foreign visitor to the planet, an alien entity temporarily housed in a physical body. The soul is of the Earth, an expression of the Earth's own consciousness, the planet's capacity for self-awareness made manifest in human form. Eco-distress and collective healing. This perspective illuminates the phenomenon of eco-distress that has become increasingly prevalent in recent years. The anxiety, grief, and despair that many feel in response to environmental destruction are not merely psychological reactions to external events. They are symptoms of a deeper disconnection, the pain of a soul that knows itself to be part of a larger body that is suffering. Our internal peace is hardwired to the planet herself, the transmission explains. When the Earth is sick, we feel sick. When the Earth is out of balance, we feel unbalanced. This is not a metaphor but a literal truth. Our nervous systems are entangled with the Earth's systems. Our emotional states responsive to the Earth's condition. Our well-being dependent on the Earth's health. The only way forward, the message insists, is through the heart. Every instrument, meditation and prayer is unproductive unless one connects with the heart. The solutions to our ecological crisis cannot be found in the realm of the intellect alone. They require a shift in consciousness, a deepening of relationship, a willingness to feel the Earth's pain as our own and to respond from a place of love rather than fear. Cosmic assistance in recognition of our human stubbornness, the universe has united some stars to shoot that cosmic heart message our way, the transmission reveals. Specific celestial bodies are enlisted in this cosmic effort: Alhena in the constellation of Gemini, the Rosetta Nebula in Lyra, and Quasar OH471 in the star system Auriga. Alhena, the marking stone for what lies ahead, inspires us to act on our greater soul truth and purpose. It indicates a turning point has been reached and calls us to leave the fence of indecision. Energetically, Alhena creates a geometric seal that allows a starseed link of communication, requiring transmutation and commanding us to embody our true galactic light coding. The Rosetta Nebula, a powerful pulsing magnetic field whose rhythms extend into unidentified dimensions of space, broadcasts energy that affects all ferrous matter on Earth. Humans are receiving emanations from this nebula that affect the molecular spin within the blood. This nebula houses a vast repository of galactic historical information being made available to humanity through the lifeblood. Quasar OH471 brings the image of the soul's mission and purpose into view, stimulating and mobilizing our fragmented parts into a unified field of inquiry. It ignites a unique, unexpected, and mystical turn of events. Quasars, the signatures of distant galaxies, house multispectral emanations outside our sphere of consciousness. These celestial influences are not random or accidental. They are part of a cosmic design, a coordinated effort to assist humanity in our awakening. The stars themselves are participating in our transformation, sending us the energies we need to remember who we are and why we are here. The teachers of true life, the Telosians, in their mission, the third transmission, channeled by Marie-José Andicho from the Telosians, introduces us to beings who have been waiting for this moment of awakening. The Telosians are not distant abstractions or mythological figures. They are real beings, our galactic brothers and sisters, who have been watching over humanity with patience and love, awaiting the time when we would be ready to receive their wisdom. "We greet you, dear children of Earth," they begin. "We are happy for these periodic meetings which allow us to speak to you, if we may say so, and to try to comfort you." The emphasis on comfort is significant. The Telosians recognize that humanity is in a state of profound distress, that we desperately need comfort. The challenges we face, ecological destruction, social upheaval, spiritual confusion, have left us disoriented and afraid. The Telosians speak specifically of the situation in France, where fires have destroyed much of the natural environment, leaving the population in a deeply disturbed emotional state. But their observation applies universally. The loss of nature is, for all humans, regardless of their appreciation of nature or not, an emotion that profoundly affects your life. The destruction of the natural world is not merely an environmental issue. It is a trauma affecting the collective psyche of humanity. The unity of all life, the Telosians emphasize a fundamental truth that underlies their entire message. Nothing in life, whether terrestrial or otherwise, is separate. Everything is united, profoundly united. This is not a philosophical abstraction, but a practical reality. When a part of this unity disappears, what remains for the rest of life on the planet? A void, a great void. The plant kingdom, the animal kingdom, and the mineral kingdom are all essential to the life of a planet. These kingdoms differ from one planet to another, but they are adapted to the life that each planet must sustain. The Source created the different forms of life on billions of planets in the universes that comprise its life. The Source created the different kingdoms according to the life it wished to see manifested on the multitudes of planets in all the universes. This cosmic perspective challenges the anthropocentrism that has dominated human thought for millennia. We are not the center of creation, the sole purpose of existence, the only beings of significance in the cosmos. We are one expression of life among countless others, one thread in a tapestry of infinite complexity and beauty. The revelation of cosmic life, the Telosians, predict that humanity will increasingly hear about life on the planets of our galaxy. Many humans refuse to believe that life exists beyond Earth. What ego? What ego? The Telosians exclaim. The assumption that Earth would be the only inhabited planet in the universe is the height of arrogance, a provincialism that limits our understanding and constrains our evolution. Know, children of Earth, that you will discover in the near future that life exists on all the planets of your galaxy and also far beyond your galaxy in all other universes. This is not a distant prophecy, but an imminent revelation. The Telosians speak of a great period of revelations that is already beginning. These revelations will come in stages. It will begin with increasingly precise messages that we will start transmitting to those around you, the Telosians explain. Then will come videos of spacecraft that you will see more and more frequently in your skies. Then, appearances of our beings on Earth, sometimes near you. And later, opportunities to travel with us. This is a graduated disclosure, a carefully managed introduction designed to prepare humanity for the full reality of cosmic life. The apocalypse of Revelation, the Telosians use a word that carries heavy connotations, apocalypse. But they redefine it in its original meaning, the era of revelations. The apocalypse is not destruction, but disclosure. Not the end of the world, but the unveiling of what has been hidden. These revelations begin by purging what is happening on your Earth, which has been hidden from you for a very, very long time, they explain. You are beginning to understand how much you have been manipulated, how much you have been deceived, how much the true meaning of life has been concealed from you, whether by your various religions or your different rulers. This is a challenging message. It asks us to question everything we have been taught, to examine the foundations of our beliefs, to recognize the ways in which we have been controlled and limited. The revelations that are coming will not be comfortable. They will disrupt our certainties, challenge our assumptions, and require us to expand our understanding of reality. But the purpose of this revelation is not to terrify or destabilize. It is to liberate. The Telosians are drawing ever closer to Earth to inform you of our coming in the near future. This will not be to destroy the Earth, as some fear, they assure us, but to unite with you in the love and light that are so sorely lacking on your planet. The teaching of true life, the new Earth, that will present itself to you needs love and light, the Telosians declare. We will come to teach you this pure love and this marvelous light. We will be your teachers of true life. This is perhaps the most significant claim in the entire transmission. The Telosians are not coming to save us in the sense of rescuing us from our own choices. They are coming to teach us, to share their wisdom, to guide our development, to help us remember what we have forgotten. They will be teachers of true life, showing us what it means to live in alignment with the Source, in harmony with the cosmos, in love with all of creation. The Telosians thank us for welcoming us with light hearts and for the joy of being able to communicate and live with your galactic brothers and sisters. Their message concludes with a blessing. We love you, brothers and sisters of Earth. Be at peace. The integration of wisdom, the threefold path, when we consider these three transmissions together, a coherent vision emerges, a threefold path of awakening that encompasses the individual, the planetary, and the cosmic dimensions of transformation. The first path is the path of becoming, illuminated by Archangel Michael. This is the inner journey, the work of the individual soul, the process of remembering and fulfilling our unique purpose. It requires us to move beyond the illusion of busyness, to embrace the harmony of authentic being, and to courageously become who we truly are. This is the foundation upon which all other transformations rest. Without the awakening of the individual, there can be no collective awakening. The second path is the path of belonging, voiced by the Earth herself. This is the recognition of our profound interconnection with the living planet, the healing of our estrangement from the source of our physical being, the restoration of relationship with the Earth that sustains us. This is not an optional add-on to spiritual practice, but an essential dimension of our evolution. We cannot awaken as individuals while remaining asleep to our planetary identity. The Earth's pain is our pain. The Earth's healing is our healing. The third path is the path of cosmic connection, heralded by the Telosians. This is the expansion of our identity beyond the boundaries of Earth, the recognition of our place in a universe teeming with life, the embrace of our galactic brothers and sisters. This is the frontier of spiritual evolution, the next stage in humanity's development, the revelation that will transform our understanding of ourselves and our place in creation. The solar beings in our transformation, the transmission from the hostess of light, introduces another category of beings, the solar beings. We exist at a point of time that sees itself as different outcomes and possible futures, they explain. These beings operate in timetables of undisturbed fundamentals that force natural laws to bend and often break. They seek to know the choices we juggle on a daily basis, to learn about the future and the interfering forces of Earth and her natural laws. Hidden within the wind are elements of truth that seek to be known, and etched in stone for time immortal, the solar beings reveal. They enter that which is porous of structure, a time structure that continually reinvents itself, bringing to the surface a new array of possibilities. The concept of original possibility is introduced, a state that lived within humanity's first step away from the center of the Creator. Original possibility gave you the keys to the kingdom of creation, the solar beings explain. But we embraced our freedom from source and have now wandered far from the memory of home and its heart-filled guidance. An emptiness of vast proportion has filled your heart and soul, they observe. A deep sadness, maybe a memory, maybe a prophecy, fills your galactic center, which lives in the wilds of your soul. This sadness is the ache of separation, the grief of forgetting, the longing for the home we left behind. Our mission, dear ones, is to become holy and human simultaneously without regret. The solar beings declare. Evolution is not a puddle one steps in by accident, but a stream of consciousness that seeks to become a river. This is a beautiful image. Evolution as a flowing current, a movement of consciousness toward greater expansiveness, a journey from the small self to the large self, from the drop to the ocean. The solar beings describe themselves as transparent intelligences with a light matrix and invite us to use their powerful matrices to connect to that which has always existed and can be no other way. They offer to escort us beyond the boundaries of space and time as they dance in every cell of your being. Together, they promise, we will become creational entranceways as we reunite in light, information, and clarity. They emanate at the level of a galactic heart that seeks to regain its pulse in the cells of humanity, bringing a long-forgotten memory to the surface. They exist at a place of light that beats at a higher heartbeat, a higher octave of love. Their message is one of remembrance and reconnection. Remember us, as we have waited long for this reconnection and remembrance. Let our pure intelligence shine bright in your world. We are a beacon of the future, they conclude. Speak to us of your human hopes and dreams and what lives in your heart. All that resonates comes to the surface to be set free with a forgiving heart. The sun behind the sun. The transmission also speaks of the sun behind the sun at the center of our galactic nucleus, which will be seen with a new eye. As the invisible light from the greater sun is felt and not seen, our humanness explodes with untapped potential, with new pathways to possibility. Pathways of cortical transmissions intersect with Earth, challenging even those of devout faith. The invisible light from the sun behind the sun that lives at Galactic Center spreads itself delicately over our lives like softened celestial butter, soaking into every pore and membrane of our English muffin higher self. This whimsical yet profound image suggests a gentle permeation of our being by cosmic light, an infiltration of our consciousness by energies from beyond our normal perception. What was once hidden is seen. What was once seen is transformed forever, never to take the same shape again, the transmission declares. The eyes of the soul see with a new precision, redefining what was once considered enlightenment. The overlapping of the two suns creates an entrance for all to enter or exit depending upon choice. Liposuction of the soul moves what had been weighty and dense into a placement of understanding and acceptance, deleting the need for consequences. The transmission continues. What is, just is, until you shift it in perception and cosmic choice of quantum participation. This teaching invites us into a new relationship with reality itself. We are not passive observers of a fixed universe, but active participants in a quantum field of infinite possibility. Our perception shapes our reality, our choices determine our experience. The liposuction of the soul is the removal of density, the release of what weighs us down, the purification that allows us to see with new eyes and participate in creation at a higher level. Practical wisdom for the journey, the inner work of becoming. How do we apply these profound teachings to our daily lives? The transmissions offer guidance that is both practical and transformative. The first step is the cultivation of awareness. Archangel Michael's teaching calls us to examine our relationship with activity and busyness. Are we filling our days with motion that masks inner emptiness? Are we measuring our worth by our output rather than our being? The practice of mindfulness, of bringing conscious attention to our motivations, our choices, our relationship with time, is essential. We must learn to distinguish between meaningful action and mere distraction, between purpose-driven engagement and anxiety-driven busyness. The second step is the embrace of authenticity. This requires courage, the courage to be who we truly are in the face of judgment, the courage to follow our soul's purpose even when it contradicts external expectations, the courage to trust our inner guidance over the noise of the world. Authenticity is not a destination, but a practice, a daily choosing of truth over comfort, of alignment over conformity. The third step is the cultivation of presence. The Earth's message calls us to be present with her, to listen to her voice in the natural world, to recognize our interconnection with all of life. This presence is not abstract, but concrete, the feeling of soil beneath our feet, the sound of wind in the trees, the sight of stars in the night sky. It is the practice of attention, the discipline of being fully here, the willingness to receive the Earth's communication. The collective work of healing the Telosians' message points to the collective dimension of our journey. The revelations that are coming will not be experienced in isolation, but in community. The disclosure of cosmic life, the appearance of galactic beings, the teaching of true life, these are collective experiences that will reshape human society. This requires us to cultivate a new kind of relationship with one another. The old divisions, national, religious, ideological, must give way to a recognition of our shared humanity and our shared destiny. We are all children of Earth, all brothers and sisters in the cosmic family, all participants in the Great Awakening. The Telosians speak of comfort as a central need. We must become sources of comfort for one another, offering presence, compassion, and support in the face of the challenges that lie ahead. The revelations will be disorienting, the changes will be disruptive, the journey will be difficult. but we can walk it together, holding one another in love and light. The integration of love and light throughout these transmissions, two themes recur: love and light. These are not abstract concepts, but active forces, energies that can be cultivated and directed. The Telosians speak of pure love and marvelous light as what the new earth needs. The solar beings describe themselves as transparent intelligences with a light matrix. Archangel Michael's message is suffused with the energy of love, the love that calls us to become who we truly are. The practice of love is the practice of connection. Connection to ourselves, to one another, to the earth, to the cosmos. It is the recognition that we are not separate, that our well-being is intertwined with the well-being of all, that our happiness depends on the happiness of others. Love is not sentimentality but action, not feeling but choice, not passive reception but active creation. The practice of light is the practice of awareness, awareness of truth, awareness of purpose, awareness of our place in the cosmic order. Light illuminates what has been hidden, reveals what has been concealed, shows us the path forward. Light is knowledge, wisdom, understanding, not as intellectual concepts, but as lived realities, embodied truths. The integration of love and light is the goal of our journey. Love without light is blind. Light without love is cold. Together, they are the complete expression of our being, the full manifestation of our potential, the realization of who we truly are. Conclusion. The threshold awaits. We stand at a remarkable threshold. The messages from Archangel Michael, from the hostess of light, from the Telosians, and from the solar beings all point to the same conclusion. We are in a time of great transition, a period of profound revelation, an era of unprecedented opportunity. The invitation is clear. We are called to become who we truly are, to remember our connection to the living earth, to embrace our cosmic identity, and to prepare for the revelations that await us. This is not a passive process, but an active participation. We must do the inner work of awakening, cultivate the presence that allows us to hear the earth's voice, and open our hearts to the galactic brothers and sisters who are drawing near. The challenges are real. The old world is dying, and its death throes are painful. The ecological crisis, the social upheaval, the spiritual confusion, all these are symptoms of a system that is breaking down, a paradigm that is collapsing. But within this dissolution is the seed of something new, something beautiful, something that has never been seen before. The new earth awaits. It is not a physical place, but a state of consciousness, a way of being, a relationship with reality. It is the world that emerges when we remember who we truly are, when we reconnect with the earth that sustains us, when we open to the cosmic family that loves us. It is the world of love and light, of truth and beauty, of purpose and peace. The choice is ours. We can remain in the comfortable numbness of unconscious existence, filling our days with busyness that masks our emptiness, ignoring the earth's call, denying the reality of cosmic life. Or we can answer the invitation, embrace the journey, and step into the great becoming that awaits us. Archangel Michael reminds us that feeling fulfilled, at peace with yourself and happy within, will lead you to become who you truly are. The earth calls us to come back to the truth of our interconnection. The Telosians offer to be our teachers of true life. The solar beings invite us to reunite in light, information, and clarity. The time is now. The threshold is before us. The power of becoming is ours to embrace. May we all find the courage to become who we truly are, the presence to hear the earth's voice, and the openness to receive the teachings of true life. May love and light guide our journey, and may we walk together into the new earth that awaits us all.